numbers bear that out. The last 21 times the Oilers have set foot in this building, Anaheim has come away with a win 17 times.
Edmonton is a lightning-fast team. They do not want to play in their own end, and they are suspect down below the circles in the defensive zone. Bruce Boudreau was saying that yesterday in their game against the Sharks scored 5 goals for them, the direct result of pressure and forcing turnovers down low.
The Oilers with 1 win in their last 13 games, 1-8-4. But Bruce Boudreau told us this morning, he said, I reminded my team that we only won 3 of 5 against them a season ago when the Oilers missed the playoffs as well. And the puck is covered by Victor Fost as it angles off the boards just 15 seconds in.
Fost is an experienced goaltender, and he knows that when you're playing on the road, it's always a good idea for the goaltender to grab onto as many pucks as you possibly can so that your coach can get the matchup that he's looking for, especially in defensive zone faceoff.
The 32-year-old native of Sweden who came over at the trade deadline from the Ducks last season. In exchange for a third-round pick, he makes a save right off the draw on a blast from Josh Manson. He played 7 games for the Oilers, Foss did, after he was moved last season. He was 3-3-1 in those games. This is only his 12th appearance this season, Brian. He's already missed 7 games with a groin injury.
Yeah, he's been troubled with groin injuries since he has come over to North America, and unfortunately has prevented Victor Fost from getting the look as a #1 goaltender that he was hoping for after excelling in the Swedish Elite League.
Such a tremendous story. He played in the lower divisions for so long in his native Sweden. He's a school teacher by trade. And if you meet him and talk to him, you can tell it's not lost on him. This is a guy who has been out there for the rest of the working world for a good portion of his career, and now he's got an opportunity. Ducks track one down in the Edmonton zone behind the net, defended by Foss. And Getzlaf kicking away at it. Digging at it was Pitlick. And now the Oilers do possess, and they'll restart. Oscar Klefbom, another native of Sweden, got his first NHL goal against the Ducks last year. Moves it away, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins lifts it into the Anaheim zone. The Ducks will use the boards to get it way up in the neutral zone. Cogliano, the one-time Oiler himself, got it in deep. And quick puck movement brings the Oilers back to center. Gazdic had to go off his stick. Cogliano hooks it back for Silverberg. Silverberg trying to chip it over to Andrew. He'll get the shot away. And that's deflected off the stick of Andrew Ference.
You know, looking at Andrew Cogliano out here, I can't help but think when he was an Oiler, he was, of course, one of their top centermen. Had to play against guys like Ryan Getzlaf every night.
Silverberg works it out high. That's chipped on the backhand by Mark Fistrick. Fistrick missed 16 games due to back and concussion issues, then came back 2 games ago at Minnesota. And there was a healthy scratch in Winnipeg. He'll take the shot, and that went off a skate to the corner. Gazdic angles it to the line, not out as Lindholm holds it in.
And this is exactly what the Ducks are looking for here. A shift where they spend a lot of time in the offensive zone, and the Oilers look really disorganized and had a tough time moving pucks. This is the story with this Edmonton team. They put pressure on this defense down low, and they're going to have a tough time making that good outlet pass and certainly putting the puck into the hands of some of those speedy forwards.
They lead the league in giveaways to the Oilers. They have only 2 wins on the road this season. 15-year veteran Andrew Ference lifts it into the Anaheim zone, but that's going to be an icing call as he was nowhere near the center red line.
A long shift for this defensive tandem of Ference and Petrie. And so an opportunity here for Boudreau to get some fresh troops on the ice. He decides to leave the bulk out there. He wants Jackman and Maroon, of course, to be a factor on the forecheck.
2 wins in 13 road games, I beg your pardon, for the Oilers coming into tonight. They have lost their last 6 away from Rexall Place, going 0-3-3 in those games. And you can tell when Justin Schultz handles the puck. Jackman on left wing brings it into the backhand, punched away by the blocker of Victor Foss. He has it again from behind the net and tries to stuff it into the blue paint. Knocked away as Arcobello came down. The centerman supporting, low in the defensive zone. Ference still out there on the backhand, won't clear past Fowler. Behind the net, it's Pat Maroon. Brings it in front, takes the shot, and that one rattled off the outside of the net. Penalty coming up to the Oilers. Ducks get the sixth attacker on. To the bench is Anderson. And the puck is touched up by David Perron. The game's first penalty and interference call will go against Edmonton.
Yeah, this is what the Ducks were looking for. A lot of time in the Edmonton zone. Eventually, Ferentz, remember off the icing, he was trapped out there, and he was just whipped at the end of it. Tired players tend to hook and hold and grab when they think they're not in the proper position to defend. So it costs Andrew Ferentz a couple of minutes. Not the biggest guy. You see he's there with Pat Maroon. Not much going on. A little interference call against Ferentz.
So Anaheim will get the first power play opportunity of the night. They were 1 for 22 last season against Edmonton in the 5-game season series. They were 2 for 6 in a win at Winnipeg on Sunday. Power play unit they'd love to see keep going at that particular clip. Kessler, far circle, his shot hit Bolesky in front. To the line, Botman will hold it in. He'll walk it to the middle, over to Getzlaf. All the way to the dot. His wrist shot saved by Foss. Rebound was loose and hammered away. Not out though. Kessler again from the far circle. Defender fell down. That allows Botman to get to the loose puck. Sammy chops it over on the backhand, and again it's Getzlaf. Rifles it down low, and the pass from Bolesky a little off the mark. Kessler takes it off the wall. Gets it back from Botman. Brings it into the middle, and his wrist shot misses everything. And the puck is cleared by David Perron.
Boy, lots of room up top for the Anaheim point men to handle pucks.
Right back into the Edmonton zone. Getzlaf to Botman. Kessler has to reach, curls with it. In the middle, it's Bourque. Bolesky trying to find him from below the goal line. It comes to Kessler. Open is Getzlaf. One-timer from Botman is held by Foss.
Yeah, no screen. And Victor Foss did a good job kind of tracking that puck as it was being moved around by the Anaheim power play unit. You can see with Schultz, it loses his stick. It is down low. Unfortunately for him, his goaltender was able to follow the passing of the Ducks, pick up that point shot, and just swallow it up in the midsection.
Foss last played 9 days ago in a 5-2 loss against Arizona up at Rexall Place. Raquel comes out to take the draw for the Anaheim power play, although he will not be allowed to do so. Maroon will step in to take his place. And Pat wins the draw and then goes back to
stick. It is down play unit. Kind of by finding that puck is it.
Kessler, open his Getzlaf. One-timer from Botman.
Scores! No screen. And Victor Foss did a good job kind of tracking that puck as it was being moved around by the Anaheim power play unit.
Anaheim Ducks 2017 goal
Schultz loses his stick. It is down low. Unfortunately for him, his goaltender was able to follow the passing of the Ducks, pick up that point shot, and just swallow it up in the midsection.
Foss last played 9 days ago in a 5-2 loss against Arizona up at Rexall Place. Raquel comes out to take the draw for the Anaheim power play, although he will not be allowed to do so. Maroon will step in to take his place. And Pat wins the draw and then goes back and gets it himself. Tried to go up the boards, but Taylor Hall sniffed that out and clears past his former junior teammate, Cam Fowler. Plenty of time, 40 seconds left in the Anaheim power play as Lindholm carries the mail to center. Fowler hoists it in. Mark Payne scales it back up the glass, and this one will go out of play. Mark Payne scales it back up the glass, and this one will go out of play. Scores! 31 seconds left in this power play. Power play, the Ducks go. What resembles what they did on Sunday.
Especially well against the Winnipeg Jets. That was Rennie Bourque. And the whole thing, if you watch this, John, is just how quickly they move the puck. When the power play gets sluggish, the players tend to want to handle the puck around.
The Ducks hope resembles what they did on Sunday.
Yeah, they really moved it around, especially well against the Winnipeg Jets.
31 seconds left.
Missed it off a little bit before they decide to make a play. But quick puck movement is off. Power play gets slugged.
Up the boards, now back to the middle of the ice, and across it comes to Raquel, his one-timer. Not a lot on that. Paul Mary gives it back to him, and he sweeps it to the point. Fowler walks the line. Looks over, gives it to Lindholm. Quickly back to Raquel, but it's off his stick and out to neutralize. Ducks forced to retreat, and now under 10 seconds in the penalty interference. Raquel across the line. Got it to Palmieri. He just loses the handle as he got to the dot. And it's lobbed back out center ice. A bouncing puck to do it. Try to get to the front of the net, but Lindholm denies that. Yakupov plays it back for Everton. To the line. Over near side. Hammered on net by Justin Schultz. But Anderson able to get to the post in time.
A good defense by the Ducks. They give up the wide angle shot to Justin Schultz. He's an offensive defenseman. A little one-timer, but that's no problem at all for Frederick Anderson. He'll take that shot all day long. The blast by Schultz from beyond the top of the circles, almost at the boards. And Anderson has no problem whatsoever, not only with the save, but handling the rebound.
It's been over 2.5 years since Schultz, a Ducks draft pick, shunned Anaheim to sign as a free agent coming out of college with the Oilers. But the Ducks fans have not forgotten, have they, Brian? Here we are going on 3 years now, and every time he touches the puck in this building, you know who has it.
Yep, he gets special treatment. Of course, Schultz was an Anaheim draft, but because he hadn't been signed, kind of a loophole in college players. He's unrestricted free agent, able to sign with anyone. People were shocked when he selected the Edmonton Oilers, and the reason why he did that is because great sales job by the Oilers organization. They talked to him about growing up with a pool of young talent, and they do have young talent with Eberle and Hall and Nugent Hopkins. Everyone, I think, very disappointed in Edmonton that they have yet to really seemingly take that next step.
Now, and nor has Schultz. He's their leading scoring defenseman, but he was minus 22 last season. He comes into tonight minus 9. As Nate Thompson cuts in off the wing, and now Foster's without his goal stick. Yakupov will lead it out of the zone, and that'll allow Foster to wander back and get his stick as they lay to the back of his net. Yakupov can't seal it off behind the Anaheim goal, and it's chopped up and out by Tim Jackman. And it will not go far enough for icing. It's Schultz, as you can tell from the fan reaction, who handles. He goes right up the middle. David Perron with a touch pass, but nobody on the wing where he sent it. Lindholm misses his intended target. He was hoping for Raquel in the neutral zone, so icing is the call against the Ducks. So we will update our American Honda 3-star leaderboard. If you're the number 1 star of the game, we give you 5 points. The number 2 star gets 3. And the number 1 star gets 1. Then we add it all up. And Frederick Anderson continues to look down at the rest of his teammates.
It's interesting. If you were to look at the top 5 on that list, I think you would have picked everyone except perhaps Sammy Vatanen.
Yeah.
It's been a breakthrough season for Vatanen.
Oilers behind the net, rolling right out in front. Everybody was tied up. It comes to the line. Ferentz's shot didn't get through. He'll hold it in at the point. Now loses it, however, to Silverberg. Quick up for Cogliano. He's in, and he's hooked as he tries to get the shot away. And it's going to be a garden variety holding minor. I wasn't sure for a moment, Brian, if we might have seen a penalty shot.
I thought there was separation between Cogliano and Petrie. The referee thought otherwise. It could be a holding penalty. Nice little feed into the middle by Jakob Silverberg. And Andrew Cogliano has his scoring chance denied. Well, there's Jeff Petrie, a Michigan State alumni, just like you, John, so you know he doesn't follow rules very well. Andrew Cogliano got a little separation in the middle of the ice, and in comes Petrie, wraps him up. And I thought for a second that was going to be a penalty shot for Andrew Cogliano. That's on the power play. Jeff Petrie, by the way, he's son of baseball players, pitcher and Petrie.
This shows me that he's willing to do what he has to do. Dan Petrie, his father from Southern California, pitching for the Detroit Tigers. And so his son subsequently grew up as a hockey player in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Told me his dad used to support and go to the hockey games, but he said he didn't have any idea what was going on. Sounds like the perfect hockey parent to me. Here's Vatanen into the middle, a little too hot to handle for Bork, and Nugent Hopkins will clear.
How about the confidence that Bruce Boudreau is showing in Rennie Bork here, getting power power play minutes now.
Puck sent in, but it went into the Edmonton zone and out of the ring. So faceoff's going to come back out to neutral ice. Just over a minute remains in the penalty to Petrie. 11:57 to go in a scoreless first period. Anaheim is outshot Edmonton 8-1 to this point. A lot of that by virtue of this being already their second power play.
The majority of their shots have been from the perimeter, and Foss has been able to see them as well. The Ducks would like to get more inside.
Their second power play. 11:57 to go back out to neutral. It went into the Edmonton zone and out of the ring. So faceoff's going to come back out in, but it went into the Edmonton zone and out of the ring. So faceoff's
Score!
But it went into the Edmonton zone and out of the ring. So
Calgary Flames coming up to this new building, the excitement of having Johnny Gaudreau back in the lineup. The new deal is going to give them energy, and we saw Martin Messier and Wayne Gretzky skating around the rink, and I think the natural passing of the torch is the new captain, Connor McDavid. No question who the star is here, and what an opportunity to build his own legacy in this amazing new building.
Lots of new things tonight. First game for Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the
More inside.
Sunday got in Winnipeg, unable to seal it off as it's cleared back. Anderson forced to play it. Well, he got pressured. Taylor Hall can get on you quickly, and I think Frederik Andersen just learned that.
You know, the thing that happens when the puck is shot the length of the ice like that, sometimes it's spinning. And with that goal stick, it is hard sometimes to really catch the puck and then make a play. It kind of spins off the goal stick, and I think that's what happened to Freddie on that one.
Bouncing puck to Lindholm, keeps in. Fowler's hard pass, misses the stick of Molesky. They get it around the perimeter, back to Cam, near side, fakes the shot with good presence as he holds and now works the half wall. Into the middle and back to the line. Lindholm returns it to his defense partner. Fowler finds a crease, got it across. Raquel on the doorstep. Great pass by Paul Mary. Molesky with the finish.
Tied at 2.
Patience, great puck movement, and boy, if you're looking for someone to pick up the slack in Corey Perry's absence, there's a pretty good candidate right here. Matt Molesky, you know, he does not pick a corner with this shot. The key is the release and the deception by Kyle Palmieri. Fosset moved over, expecting that Palmieri was going to perhaps jam it into the crease. He makes a beautiful little feed to Matt Molesky.
7 points in 12 games now for Paul Mary since his return after missing the first 18 of the year with an ankle injury. And Molesky has his 14th goal of the year, tying him for the team lead with Corey Perry. And it's a power play goal. Raquel will get the other helper. That makes consecutive games with assists for Raquel. And the outlet pass from the defensive zone is Aaron, so icing is the call.
For someone to
Raquel on the doorstep. Great pass by Molesky with the finish.
terrific patience, great puck movement, and boy, if you're looking for someone to pick up the slack in Corey Perry's absence, there's a pretty good candidate right here. Matt Molesky, you know, he does not pick a corner with this shot. The key is the release and the deception by Kyle Palmieri. Fosset moved over, expecting that Palmieri was going to perhaps jam it into the crease. He makes a beautiful little feed to Matt Molesky.
Put the finish. Into the middle and back to the line. Lindholm returns it to his defense partner. Fowler finds a crease, got it across. Raquel on the doorstep. Molesky with the finish.
Terrific patience, great puck movement, and boy, if you're looking for someone to pick up the slack in Corey Perry's absence, there's a pretty good candidate right here. Matt Molesky, you know, he does not pick a corner with this shot. The key is the release and the deception by Kyle Palmieri. Fosset has moved over, expecting that Palmieri was going to perhaps jam it into the crease. He makes a beautiful little feed to Matt Bolesky. 7 points over, expecting that Palmieri was going to perhaps jam it into the crease. He makes a beautiful little feed to Matt Bolesky.
7 points in 12 games now for Palmieri since his return after missing the first 18 of the year with an ankle injury. And Bolesky has his 14th goal of the year, tying him for the team lead with Corey Perry. And it's a power play goal. Rickard Rakell will get the other helper. That makes consecutive games with assists for Rakell. And the outlet pass from the defensive zone is Aaron, so icing is the call.
Was going to
Return after missing 7 points in 12 games now for Palmieri since his return after missing the first 18 of the year with an ankle injury. And Bolesky has his 14th goal of the year, tying him for the team lead with Corey Perry. And it's a power play goal. Is Aaron, so icing is the call. And the beat goes on for Matt Bolesky.
What an incredible season. 26 years old, and it sure looks like Matt Bolesky has played it perfectly in terms of when you're going to have a career season. How about now? Contract year for Bolesky, and he has just been absolutely...
Aaron, so icing is the call. And the beat goes on for Matt Bolesky.
What an incredible season. 26 years
makes
old.
it 4-3.
Looks like Matt Bolesky
1-1.
has played it perfectly in terms of when you're going to have a career season. How about now? Contract year for Bolesky, and he has just been absolutely dynamite. Dynamite. Played it perfectly in terms of when you're going to have a career season. How about now? Contract year for Bolesky, and he has just been absolutely dynamite.
For Bolesky now, 7 goals in the last 11 games.
6 goals.
He's +7 in his last 7 games coming into tonight as well.
5 goals.
The thing about Matt is the way he scores goals. I mean, that was a good shot with a quick release.
42 seconds.
He's a fearless guy. He goes to the net and just keeps on going there.
Stoner with a big hit on Pitlick, and that dislodges the puck. And with speed, it's Anaheim through center. Long wrist shot by Jackman is punched away by the blocker of Foss. And turning on the Jets, it's Pitlick again. His shot is deflected wide of the mark as Fistrick got it away. Skips across the defensive zone, and Fistrick will let Maroon handle it. Nice pass through the seam. Thompson into the zone, but he's preceded by Jackman. That's called offside. Anaheim has struck first. The power play, Rakell to Palmieri, and Bolesky with number 14 on the year. It's 1-0. The Ducks lead Edmonton 1-0 midway through the opening period here at Honda Center. And about 4 years ago, these two guys were teammates. I think 5 years ago, I beg your pardon, with the Windsor Spitfires in the OHL. No surprise they won the Memorial Cup.
A little bit of skating ability on that team. And I'll tell you what, Taylor Hall always seems to save his best for the Ducks. He had more points against Anaheim last season than any other player in the game. And John, we called his name a lot in the 5 games between Edmonton and Anaheim last season because he was dangerous every single game.
6th leading scorer in the National Hockey League a season ago, an 80-point year. Taylor Hall. And he's the leading goal scorer for Edmonton entering tonight's action. Lindholm being tracked by Perron, and he's upended by Perron. Kessler comes over to support. Teddy Purcell trying to dig it off the wall. Perron throws it to the net, and hugging the post is Anderson, who will hang on to that. Freddie didn't look too sure where that one may have been in his equipment.
Now, we were talking earlier about Hampus Lindholm playing tonight with Fistrick. Watch this last play. Edmonton gets the puck. They throw it cross ice to Perron, and watch Lindholm close. I mean, that's skating ability. That's eliminating the gap and denying David Perron any time whatsoever to do something creative with the puck.
Perron's a guy you want to be aware of tonight. He's riding a 5-game scoring streak coming into the game. Nice play by York as he chips it around Mark Fane, and then from a bad angle he got it on net. It was Foss who ended up having trouble with it. Now Anderson out to play it around. It gets away from Steve Pinizzato. Hendricks on the back check. Got a good bump on board, but he got the puck deep. Rough bomb. Nice looking play there as he pulled it off the end boards and got out of harm's way in a hurry. Kazdic didn't handle his pass cleanly, and now Morgan Getzlaf right back into the Edmonton zone. Getzlaf behind the back feet from Anderson forces him out of the zone, however, and Anaheim touches up. York will sandwich it to the near corner. It stays in the barn. Off the high glass. I thought he had too much club for a second there, Brian. That one stayed in.
Nice touch.
Stoner back to get it for Anaheim. Pick up his first point as a Duck in the win on Sunday at Winnipeg. Ahead to Cogliano, chips it to Raquel. Is it just me, Brian, or is Ricard Raquel flying tonight?
Well, we talked about Ricard Raquel going down to Norfolk, doing well, getting some confidence back, and it has showed the last couple of games.
He has assists in each of the games since his return from the American League. He's got the puck right now. To Silverberg behind the net. Jacob forced wide by Schultz. Keeps it below the goal line. Now gets tangled up in the referee, so he feeds it out high. Stoner's wrist shot, and Foss gave up a rebound.
He's given up a couple of rebounds here. That fortunately for Victor Foss, his defense has done a pretty good job of clearing them out of harm's way.
Yakupov finds some space ahead to Everly, who touches it in. And the Oilers go for a needed change. The Ducks want to stretch it back in a hurry. It's off Thompson's stick into the Edmonton zone. Petrie reverses it. Ferentz does the same. Taylor Hall right through his own goal crease. And he backhands it ahead. And enables the Oilers to fly the other way. Looking for Hall in front of Nugent Hopkins, but his stick was tied up. Nice play there by Lindholm. Hall and Nugent Hopkins work on Kister, a one-time Oiler in his own right. And he gets help from Lindholm, who feeds it out on the backhand. Petrie kept it out of the zone. Purcell throws it across. Lindholm across the line, pulls up, makes a move, comes off the stick by Arcabello. But he kept it deep for Jack Kessler. Bumped into in the corner by Petrie. And now room for Andrew Ferentz. This pass touched by Pitlick will go deep behind the Anaheim goal. Valescu, as the game's goal, manages to get it to Fowler. He does a good job to get it as far as the Edmonton line, but the Oil quick to counter. Pitlick with a drop pass to Perron. Through traffic. Anderson got a piece of it. Perron, never afraid to shoot, has it again. 3-time 20-goal scorer feeds into the line. And a bit by Fane is deflected over top of the goal. Spurts right into the middle of the ice. Arcabello with a pin, and that's held by Anderson. Still 1-0 Anaheim.
Sometimes it's best to keep things really simple. Use the boards and the glass under pressure. Cal Palmieri tries to throw this backhand into the middle where Ryan Kessler is, and is intercepted and leads. The best scoring chance, Arcabello, certainly the Oilers have had a long time against Frederik Anderson. Been a quiet night so far for Freddie Anderson.
Just the fourth shot he has faced. He saw 30 in the overtime win up at MTS Center in Winnipeg on Sunday. 16th consecutive start for Frederik Anderson. Halfway to the club record set 3 years ago by Jonas Hillman when he started 32 straight. Ducks are going to be called for icing here. As Norton trying to angle it in, fans thought that Smith-Pelly had won the race, but the linesman thinks differently. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people reach their full potential through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. Go to FoxSportsSupports.com.
You can see what Dallas Eakins is trying to do here. He wants Nugent Hopkins on the ice to oppose Brian Getzlaf.
Getzlaf works it up and out of the Anaheim zone. Smith-Pelly goes after it. Court follows up. His bid is blocked over top of the net. Clefbaum got in the way of that. Getzlaf kept it in for a moment. Now hinges it back to Botten. Stoner's pass is tipped in by Smith-Pelly. Oilers will recoil back in their own zone, and guess who has it? Schultz across for Clefbaum. Oscar Clefbaum, recent recall from Oklahoma City of the American Hockey League, dumps it in and goes for a change. Room for Raquel. Rink wide feet, finds Tagliano. Long shot is wide. Comes back up the board. Silverberg keeps it in.
Boy, is it me, John? Is that puck following Jakob Silverberg around in tonight's game?
Has been for quite a while. He's on a 4-game scoring streak. Has goals in each of his last 2. Now Taylor Hall moves it across. Ferris joins the rush. Long wrist shot is in the glove of Ferris off Anderson. You were talking about Sandy Botten earlier, Brian, and we have documented well his offense this season. He's among the leading scoring defensemen in almost every significant offensive category. He hasn't scored in the last 3 games, at least appearing on the score sheet. But what I like is he's been +3 in those games as well. And a lot of his success has come on the power play this season. But if he wants to continue to log the big minutes, he's got to play even straight 5-on-5 hockey as well.
He's been very consistent ever since he came back last season when he was recalled from Norfolk, and all of a sudden he looked like a guy that was ready. I attribute a lot of it to his performance in the Olympics. I thought he had a brilliant Olympics. He was a quarterback of the Finnish national team's power play, and I think it gave him so much confidence.
He led all defensemen in those Olympic games in the entire tournament in assists. He got 14 helpers this season for Anaheim. His next point will eclipse his total from a year ago when he played in 48 games. This is game 30 for the Ducks. Schultz gets a stick on it, and then Maroon storms in after him. He takes the hit, shakes it off, and moves the puck ahead. Luke Gazdic, the Toronto native, angles it in. And the Oilers are offside. You can hear the communication between the linesmen and the players, so they don't pursue the puck. That gives Anaheim time and space. Fowler forced to turn back now as Manson passed it into the Anaheim bench as they were changing, and I don't think anybody wanted to play that puck for fear of having too many men on there.
Kessler was flying through the neutral zone there. If that puck goes into the middle of the ice, he's in alone.
Kessler digs it off the end wall, off the skate of Palmieri, and Fost will freeze it before it gets any more precarious.
We've seen some plays in the last few weeks involving Ryan Kessler where he has a head of steam in the neutral zone, and he comes off the Ducks bench, changes, and I'm telling you, he is absolutely flying. And just moments ago, the Ducks turned the puck up ice. It's redirected here, but look at the middle of the ice. There's Kessler, full head of steam. If that little touch by Bolesky is popped into the middle, he is in all alone.
He had 7 shots on goal on Sunday in Winnipeg. And he wins another face-off there to allow Manson to get his shot towards the net. The Oil able to move it out. Clefbaum chips it in. No icing as Fowler moves it away. Kessler on his horse after it to the far board. Chips it ahead and Maroon skates it out. Being hooked on the back check by David Moran, who wins the puck away from him. Thrown out by Palmieri. Clefbaum restarts for Edmonton. These teams play again on Friday up at Rexall Place. It'll be the second consecutive home-and-home series for the Oilers, who just finished a pair with San Jose. Anderson holds his ground on a sharp angle shot off the stick of Jordan Everly. That sends Kessler the other way. His wraparound off the glass, off the back of the Edmonton net. Smith-Pelly looking for Bork in front. He gets it from Stoner, and he fired wide. Great look from Clayton Stoner.
What a pass from Stoner. I mean, he's pretty poor. He's going to be watching that one, I tell you. Wide open net.
Botman started to pinch, now has to retreat defensively. Stepping up is Stoner in the middle of the ice to flip it right back in. Petrie up the near side for Nail Yakupov. Yakupov sends it across. Cycle to the corner after it. And Yakupov puts it in front for Everly. Save made by Anderson. And loose change cleared away by Botman. Ducks rush up ice 3-on-2. Silverberg to Botman. Botman looks up, hard across the gets one. In front. Oh, another chance for Bork.
For Rennie Bork. Head down as he goes back to the Ducks bench.
Silverberg keeps the puck alive. Quickly got it to Raquel and a save by.
Watch him wait that one he had. This is very much on himself.
After fauceting equipment, you gotta let it. After T, they can't
Changes the spider web between their legs anymore. Tony Esposito. Allegedly.
Cogliano gets it to the net. Let's see if Foss can find more easily.
A two-reason fortune team. It
immediately by Cam Fowler. And Thompson, the recipient of the loose puck, reverses it away from the forechecking pressure of Jordan Emerson. Maroon trying to chop it out of the zone now with only 15 seconds left. Long shot punched away by Anderson. Clefbaum holds it in left point. Fowler dips his shoulder up the boards, intercepted by Nugent Hopkins. Everly looking for Hall in front, but he was airborne. And that'll do it for the opening period.
A great period for the Ducks. They dominate territorially. Probably deserve more than just a 1-0 lead, but Bruce Boudreau's team did exactly what he wanted. They got pucks in deep. They pressured the Oilers defense, and they generated a pretty fair amount of quality scoring chances in the opening 20.
Well, the Ducks
with easier to control the puck. That was a pretty good example of that. Real good play by Palmieri and a nice finish by Matt Molesky. It all started with Fowler reading the lane wide open at the top of the power play.
Molesky now tied for 6th in the National Hockey League in goals, and he split them evenly. 7 at home and 7 on the road. What an addition to the Anaheim lineup Kyle Palmieri has been as well. Underway to begin the second period. Ducks won over 2/3 of the draws in the opening frame, and they win the face-off to start the middle period. Purcell fell down, but is able to regain his balance now. The pass is off his skate. It's Yakupov, and it goes deep into the Anaheim zone. So he'll go to the bench for a change. He's going to get a stone on that skate immediately, sitting down as Yakupov with his back to the play. Anaheim gets in on the forecheck. Molesky with a bump. Tyler Pitlick works it out center ice, follows up, then overskates it. It ricochets back deep in the Anaheim zone. And now Draisaitl goes to the bench. And full-on changes for Dallas Eakins' crew. Deflected by Silverberg deep into the Edmonton zone, and then he recovers it as it comes around. Cogliano below the goal line. From the seat of his pants, Silverberg able to work it up the wall. Raquel works it to the point. Botman's shot from the far side is blocked by Taylor Hall. Stoner holds it on the near side, and behind the net, Raquel immediately engaged by Jeff Petrie. He hooks it around the defender, and Silverberg gets it back to Stoner. Kick saved by Foss again. He gave up a rebound, but Ferentz was there to clean up.
And that's a hit, Andrew Ferentz. He was very fortunate there, Victor Foss. It deflects off of Ferentz and right up towards the stick. Look at that. It actually went off the inside of the knee, so good break.
Great pass. Cogliano ahead to Smith-Pelly, and recovering defensively, getting a stick in the way, was Mark Fane. Teddy Purcell came over from Tampa Bay in the offseason, flips it into the Anaheim zone. Fistrick turns it back. Fistrick played 17 minutes in Minnesota in his return to the lineup 2 games ago, playing with that face shield to protect his jaw, his face area, after he took in excess of 35 stitches following being hit by a puck in practice. He told me it was his upper lip, and it's clear to see, Brian, but he said, I injured my jaw when I was younger in my career, so I played with that jaw protector, and because I'm accustomed to it, he said, I thought I'd go with it again. Told me it did not hinder him at all in that return to the Anaheim lineup. And now we're going to get a whistle.
And Rosado to play, flips him grinding.
Power play. This is with the face off, and Anderson able to smother the bid.
Clean face was down.
The draw man. It'll come all the way down. Foss waits for it to enter the trapezoid. Justin Schultz picks it up. All of Wisconsin. Feeds it on the wing. Here's the trademark Oilers speed, but the puck dislodged at the line. And Manson gets to it first, drops it off for Getzlaf. He'll bring it in. And swing it around the boards. Kessler returns to the bench as Anaheim is changing on the kill. Getzlaf has skated all the way back through neutral ice. Lays it off for Stoner, who fires it on net from about 120 feet. Boy, for a minute there, I thought Foss lost it in his equipment again. Minute 5 to go on the power play as Foss sends it ahead. Taylor Hall knocked off the puck, and it's just flipped back by Cogliano.
Taylor Hall, like a lot of players, are watching him handle that puck. I think he grabs the power play stick out of the stick rack at a pretty healthy curve on that thing.
Yakupov winds it around the Anaheim zone. Teddy Purcell holds it in. Purcell with a couple of power play goals shares the team lead. Fane missed everything. The former New Jersey Devil manning the right point right now for the Edmonton power play. Yakupov hands it off. Klefbom's shot, and he can shoot it. It's deflected just wide. Klefbom across for Fane. A wrist shot looking for a tip, but it's blocked in front by Stoner, who swats it out of the zone.
Just an observation about the Oilers power play, that a lot of their shots seem to come from severe angles out near the boards.
Jordan Everly lays it back as the second power play unit comes out. Ferentz misses, fat rebound, and Anderson gets over. And he's not sure if he has it. It was out in front of him, but he gets the whistle nonetheless.
Well, again, because the puck is being shot from such a severe angle. Watch this bounce off of the boards. Anderson does a good job to get across. Boy, that's a great stop by Frederik Anderson. Watch him drive off the left skate. Appears to get the blocker on that puck, and then he has it caught up in his paraphernalia. So, big, powerful push by Frederik Anderson and a stop at the blocker. The size of Anderson, again, just an enormous advantage for him as a goaltender.
He was able to stop the leading scorer for the Oilers, Jordan Everly. Had Everly been a left-hand shot, I think it might be a tie game. Now the penalty is over. Fistrick out of the box, and Anaheim full strength, so the Ducks survive their first shorthanded situation. Pinizzato knocks it down on the near wall. Smith-Pelly winds it around, and Bork protects it with his body. Lindholm trying to turn away from Matt Hendricks' forecheck. Hendricks back in the lineup just for the second game after missing 4 games due to a knee injury, and thrust into the middle on the fourth line. He's got the puck right now. He'll wind and fire, and Anderson steps out and makes the save.
Rennie Bork had possession of the puck, and he looked up and he just waited too long, and all the defensemen were off to the races. Pinizzato with a good hit, the turnover. Here's the blast. Frederik Anderson, boy, look how aggressive he was on that play. Way out in front of the goal crease on Matt Hendricks, completely taking the angle away.
Hendricks was at the end of the shift. You could see he was gassed, and that's part of the reason I think he chose the shot he did.
Well, and it's part of the reason why Freddie Anderson comes so far out, because he knows that, that backside pressure is going to deny Matt Hendricks from having the ability to drag the puck into the middle of the ice.
Oilers win the draw. Klefbom plays it off the end boards, and then Fane has his bid blocked at the near point, and finally the Ducks back the other way. Manson rims it around. Foster's able to stop it. Gives it to Fane. Pitlick loses it into the slot. Palmieri, and his shot partially blocked. I think Kyle Palmieri was as surprised as anyone to find out he had as much time as he did in the high slot in the Edmonton zone. Pitlick recovers. Nudged in by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins tracks it down behind the net. Now cycles back for Taylor Hall. Pitlick to the net. Now gets it from Hall once more. Ferentz can't one-time it. He lets it go through him, and it'll come out center ice. Fowler handles for the Ducks. Riding a 5-game scoring streak is Cam Fowler entering tonight, longest of his career. Ferentz plays it back, and Fowler was looking for Kessler, but he was looking for a change. They waved the icing.
Anaheim not executing the passes the way that they were in the opening period. They're giving a few pucks away here.
Everly behind the net gets it from Yakupov. Puts on a skating display but loses the puck, and Tim Jackman quick to just play it across and out. Schultz stepped up. Thompson tried to knock it away. And now Botman under duress will use the boards to swing it around. Stoner moves it up, and 3-on-3 are the Ducks. Jackman, he had 2 shots on goal in the first. Now he has his third of the game there as that was batted away by Foss. Again, another rebound off of Foss from a fairly innocuous shot. A long wrister by Thompson. Well, the loose change has been there tonight for Anaheim. They just got to get to it. Raquel's shot is redirected wide of the net. And it comes around and all the way back. Lindholm will get to it before it goes far enough for icing. He nearly lost his footing. David Perron trying to dig it away from point. And he take a shot there on Cogliano. He's spun and two-handed. Cogliano tonight in his 570th consecutive game that ties Mark Recchi for the 10th longest games played streak in NHL history. And he hustles to the near boards, trying to chop it away from Petrie. Raquel has it squirt loose, and Cogliano had his stick lifted by Purcell, but follows up and clears the zone.
The Ducks not quite as sharp as they were in the opening 20 minutes. The Oilers are getting chances.
Arcobello ahead to Perron, brings it into the middle, and that's blocked by Fowler. A good play by Fowler, who was spinning like a dervish, trying to stay in the shooting lane. Now he headbands for Cogliano, and he can't keep it in the Edmonton zone. Fowler brushes it ahead. Raquel comes back, and his pass airborne, gets away from Manson. Pinizzato in on the forecheck. Hendricks is there as well. Manson can't get it away from Pinizzato. Gadstick chips it down low, trying to stuff it from behind the net as Hendricks. To the line, Clefbaum can't find a shooting lane. Now takes the shot, blocked in front. Right to Hendricks. He didn't get much on it.
The Oilers starting to win some puck battles here.
Carrying the play.
Yep. And they're getting some chances. And another turnover here from Anaheim, who all of a sudden looks less confident when they are handling the puck.
Ducks look a little susceptible as Mork intercepts at center. Had to wait for Smith-Pelly to get outside. In the meantime, Everly took it away. Hall eludes what could have been a big collision with Getzlaf. Has it again. Cuts to the middle, takes the shot. Anderson soaks it up. Well, the Oilers with some renewed energy, but still down nearly halfway through. For all intents and purposes, this is the third game without Corey Perry. He was hurt midway through the first period 2 games ago. So you need your players to step up, and your stars are the first ones you ask. Well, Ryan Getzlaf has answered. 5-game scoring streak coming into tonight. 10 points. Now has 10 multiple point games this season, Brian, including a 3-assist affair on Sunday, the first full game without his twin on his wing.
Well, the Ducks went through a little bit of a scoring slump there, but boy, the goals have started to pour in once again.
Eddie Purcell sweeps it wide of the Anaheim goal. Now Cogliano to the line, held in. Arcobello, his shot trips over top. Arcobello to the boards, keeps it alive. Purcell supports. Angles it back for Ferentz. Open is Jeff Petrie, a rolling puck, and that's off the stick of Cogliano. And that went into the netting above the high glass.
Dallas Eakins has to try and win this game tonight. Second half of back-to-backs without one of his top centers, veteran center, Boyd Gordon, his key face-off. He takes all the draws when the Oilers are short-handed. He's got to figure out a way to win enough face-offs in this one tonight. The thing about the young Oilers center, Nugent Hopkins, Arcobello, Hendricks, not known as great people in the face-off circle.
Second game, Gordon's been out with a back problem. Remains to be seen whether we'll see him at Rexall Place on Friday. He's a jack of all trades, one of the leading shot-blocking forwards in the National Hockey League as well. Anderson stops it behind the net. We're just past the halfway mark of the hockey game. The Ducks lead 1-0. A Matt Bolesky power play goal at 8:59 of the first from Paul Mary. And Raquel is the difference. And here they come. Kessler in. League as well. Anderson stops it by leading shot blocking forwards in the National Hockey League as well. Anderson stops it behind the net. We're just past the halfway mark of the hockey game. The Ducks lead 1-0. A Matt Bolesky power play goal at 8:59 of the first from Paul Mary. And Raquel is the difference. Play goal at 8:59 of the first hockey game. The Ducks lead.
Speed the new 10. Pulls ahead to get all stock. And Ryan Kessler.
Now is 2 straight games. For the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Carried 5-2 in penalizing goals for sure. And in the second period, 5-2 in favor of Edmonton. So those are back-breaking and demoralizing goals for sure.
Frederik Andersen has given the second assist. He's got 2 points in the last 3 games. He picked up an assist in Minnesota on Friday. And now the puck deflected at the Anaheim blue line over the glass. Ryan Kessler is in double digits on the goal-scoring chart. The Ducks have doubled their lead. Ducks lead by a pair. Julie is with Camp Powell.
Kessler gave you guys a 2-0 lead right now, but the Oilers' offense is really getting more opportunities. How do you limit their creativity in front of the net?
I think we just got to do a little better job in our own end. I think we've had times where we could clear the puck and we didn't quite do it, so if we get a little bit stronger on those pucks, it should limit their chances.
Thanks, Cam. Back to you, Johnny.
Thank you, Julie. No touch in the neutral zone for Cogliano on that pass, so as it goes the length of the ice, icing is the call. No icing is in the neutral zone for Cogliano on 15. Appreciation. Why? Come on, he'll hesitate out of the hands of David. Wave the icing. Teddy Purcell throws it ahead. It comes right back to Mark Fane. Now Silverberg comes up with it at the line. Little hesitation move, gets around. Fane got the pass in front, and Raquel's shot knocks the stick out of the hands of David Perron. Stoner has to go back after it. They'll wave the icing, so Anderson out to set it up for him. Hansen with a full head of steam. And now Hendricks reverses it away from behind the net. Fane throws it ahead. And Gazdic turned away at the line by Sandy Botkin. Getzlaf strips it from Pinazzato into the middle. Ford tripped it right on. Puck straight up in the air off of Foster. Kelly took it behind the goal.
Good pass by Ryan Getzlaf. I mean, the speed at which he releases that pass catches everyone a little flat-footed.
Getzlaf again in front for Bork, and it went off his skate. Rennie Bork has learned quickly the place to go when you play with Ryan Getzlaf is to the net.
Yep, keep your stick on the ice. You never know when it's coming. But it's coming.
Petrie takes it away and clears the zone, and now off a deflection it goes all the way down. Fistrich is there. Under 7 to go, second period. 1 in the first for Anaheim, 1 in the second, and they lead 2-0. Maroon pressuring Petrie. And now ahead for Pittman. Run off the puck by Jackman. Maroon gets it to Thompson, kicks it up, goes wide on Ferentz. The two of them do battle all the way to the corner. Jackman throws it to the net, steered away by Victor Fost, and now chipped over the glass and out of play. That was a deflection between both Maroon and Petrie. Moments ago, we saw Eberle uncomfortable as he went back to the Edmonton bench.
Well, watch him fall right here, and his right hand right on top of the stick of Andrew Cogliano, and he kind of looked at his hand as he got up, realized that he was cut. Like one of the fingers of Jordan Eberle was going to require a little bit of treatment. There's a little butterfly stitch on that, bandage it up. They cannot afford to lose Jordan Eberle. He's just a wonderful talent. 6 goals on the season. A little bit of a slow start by his standards.
Still the leading scorer. The Canadian Junior Hockey Player of the Year in 2010. Remember the Regina Pats.
You don't expect your 30 a year from Jordan Eberle. That appears to be a number that's very reachable for him. Reminds me a lot of Ray Whitney, the way he handles a smaller player. It's so deceptive, and he handles the puck. Great vision on the ice.
He did have 34 goals back in the 11-12 season. So to your point, he is very capable of reaching that plateau. Anaheim applying the pressure. Bolesky got in on a forecheck there. Motley jumps over the boards, fresh off the bench, and he'll handle back in the Anaheim end. 5.5 to go in the second period. Bolesky in the first, Kessler in the second. Here's room for Palmieri into the Edmonton zone, looking far post again for Kessler, just out of his reach.
He winds it up all the way from the defensive zone, and again, he goes all the way to the far post. That pass just a little bit off, or Kessler's got another goal.
Bolesky dispatched behind the net. It comes right in front. What a chance for Palmieri. The Oilers got caught worrying about the hits, and they forgot about the hockey puck. It was Yakupov who dumped Bolesky. But Palmieri was uncovered in front.
Yeah, and again, it's pressure forcing this defense to turn pucks over.
Silverberg in on the forecheck. It's rocketed away. Lindholm sends it back in as his teammate touches up. Cleft palm from behind the net. Now Martin Fane. And Everly through the neutral zone. Here's Yakupov winding it up, and he can't get around Lindholm. His pass back is broken up. Nice defensive play by Ricard Raquel, but I believe they're going to call him on the play. So the Oilers level power play.
Yeah. Raquel gets the gate. Edmonton needs a power play goal here if they're going to find any life. There is a look at Ricard Raquel sitting in the box. Here's why he is doing that right now. Defending against Jordan Everly, keep an eye on the middle of the ice, and both players take one hand off the stick. They're kind of fighting for inside position, but in baseball, tie goes to the runner. I guess it goes in favor of the offensive player in that circumstance. And it's a marginal call. Ryan Getzlaf, a discussion with the referee right now. The referee saying he used his free hand. Getzlaf probably pointing out that so did Jordan Everly.
Another argument lost by Ryan Getzlaf as Francis Chiron says, let's go, let's play. Second power play of the night for Edmonton. They are 0 for 1 as Getzlaf hoists it almost going for the sheet. Frost lays the battle down to stop it.
Just not seeing a lot of energy from the Oilers. I mean, that's an offensive face-off on the power play. And boy, Ryan Getzlaf had all the time in the world.
Fane slides it over. Schultz gives it back. Nugent Hopkins trades places with Hall and loses possession off the boards, and a good effort by Getzlaf to clear the zone. Second of back-to-backs for the Oilers, who were in San Jose last night in what was ultimately a 5-2 loss. Fane gains the line, and his pass swept away by Cogliano. Schultz hears it from the crowd with just over a minute to go on the power play, and it's David Perron into the Anaheim zone. Turned away by Fisker. Petrie holds it in. Nugent Hopkins gives it back. Ryan Nugent Hopkins now. Stutter steps. His pass deflected. Airborne. Kept alive by Purcell, and again to the front of the net where Cogliano is there to send it away. And Foss stretches it for Purcell. Ducks changing on the kill. And Teddy Purcell forced to peel back. Got it to Yakupov, and boy, there it was on full display. He could really shoot the puck.
Yeah, he certainly can. Surprising. One more goals than he has this season, the way he can fire it.
And just 4 goals so far this season. At 13 2 years ago in the lockout shortened season. And then last year, missed the last 17 games with concussion and ankle problems. So we've yet to see a full complement of an 82-game piece of canvas from the former first overall pick. Raquel's out of the box, and here he is on a breakaway. Trying to go backhand, and it rolled off the end of his stick. He's got it back again, brings it in front, fired over top. Well, he won't let anybody else have it, and a great save by Foss as he set up Jackman that time. Safe to say Ricard Raquel is feeling it for a guy who's still looking for his first NHL goal.
A different player, John, just a completely different looking player.
Jackman storms in, Raquel takes the shot, and Foss hangs on.
What a shift. He jumps out of the box. and is involved with 3 scoring chances immediately. Here's the breakaway. Nice pass here by Nate Thompson. Picks up the head, spots Raquel. Goes to the backhand. He's got the goaltender beaten. It just rolls off the tip of his stick. And then a nifty move in the corner. Puts it on a tee for Jackman. That was a real good stop by Victor Fox. A great read by the Oiler netminder.
So the Ducks now 2 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight. And under 2 to go here in the second period. Shots 25-13 in favor of Anaheim. They've outshot the Oil 10-6 here in the second. And that second goal, just what a momentum shift, Brian. Edmonton hasn't been dangerous in the Anaheim zone with the exception since then of perhaps the power play. Now it's Stoner joining the rush. He gets it to the net and Foss will hang on.
John, we were talking earlier about the points that Ryan Getzlaf has been racking up. I want to watch something here with Ryan Getzlaf. We stop it here, guys. It's the give and go play by Taylor Hall. But watch what Getzlaf does. He does not let Taylor Hall skate into the open ice. The Oilers want to work the give and go, but Getzlaf, with that little bit of contact right there, takes it away from him. So those little plays away from the puck, making sure you initiate contact whenever someone makes a pass and they're attacking your own goal. Those plays make all the difference in the world.
Well, here's another way to slow things down off an icing call. Arcabella breaks his stick, getting ready to take the face off, so he's allowed to go to the bench and get another. I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but it does buy time for your teammate.
We are turning into a conspiracy theorist, John.
Brian, power plays are 2-2 at this point, in case you were wondering. A minute 15 to go in the second period. The Ducks have scored on one of those 2 power plays, and they lead 2-0. Taylor Hall trying to go through the middle of the ice, and that hit Kessler. Nugent Hopkins gets it back for Hall, and then Anderson makes the save and reels it in. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, Kansas makes its first ever trip to Georgetown. Our insiders tell you everything you need to know about the NFL's new personal conduct policy. And UFC President Dana White joins to talk about the recent signing of CM Punk and 2 huge fight cards this weekend. Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Where I said no Boyd Gordon. Getzlaf wins another draw. It's now 6 of 7 in the defensive zone against Edmonton in this game.
And now under a minute to go in the second period. Taylor Hall, a 2-man game with Nugent Hopkins, who takes it back to the point, cycles it down. Everly across for Hall. Takes the shot off of Manson. It's out of play.
You know, good defensive zone play. All coming from the perimeter. Coming from the... I like it. No mix-up as to whose man is who.
It's Nate Thompson's turn to win a defensive zone draw. Manson chips it up the points. Thompson cracks it down, so no icing. And then back to the line, it goes off of Manson. So the Ducks back on side, but they are not patient enough as Getzlaf touches it before everyone had escaped the zone. So that's offside with 27 and a half seconds left in the middle frame.
Anaheim looks very comfortable in this game so far. Bruce Boudreau, and talking to him, coaches are never comfortable. He pointed out the fact to his players this morning that last season Edmonton won 2 of the 5 games against the Ducks. And a couple of the Anaheim wins were just 1-goal victories.
Silverberg got it back for Cogliano. Anaheim trying to add to their lead in the waning seconds of the period.
Jakob Silverberg knows Victor Fox, and he knows he had nothing on that angle because of the positioning of Fox. And so he knows he's not going to score. He does the smart thing, just kind of dumps it back towards the middle of the ice. Unfortunately, none of Jakob Silverberg's teammates were in position to put that puck in back in. He's looking for Cogliano. Actually, a good defensive play there by Justin Schultz with the right skate.
8 seconds left in the period as the Ducks skate out of the Edmonton zone with it. It's Silverberg and Cogliano again. Silverberg rolls it in on net. Swept to the corner by Foster. The second period is complete. The same result as the first. Anaheim with the only goal of the period.
I think there's a lesson to be learned from that period. Edmonton came out and made their push in the first 7 or 8 minutes.
Little matter of 20 minutes stands between the Ducks, however, and perhaps a break of that particular run. 2-0. Both teams full strength as we get set to begin the third.
Coaches will be talking about moving their legs. So you've got a 2-0 lead. The Oilers are not a good 5-on-5 team. They're minus 23 in 5-on-5 situations this year. Don't make life easy for them by giving them
to the corner by Foster. The second period is complete. The same result as the first. Anaheim with the only goal of the period.
I think there's a lesson to be learned from that period. Edmonton came out and made their push in the first 7 or 8 minutes.
Little matter of 20 minutes stands between the Ducks, however, and perhaps a break of that particular run. 2-0. Both teams full strength as we get set to begin the third.
Coaches will be talking about moving their legs. So you've got a 2-0 lead. The Oilers are not a good 5-on-5 team. They're minus 23 in 5-on-5 situations this year. Don't make life easy for them by giving them special teams opportunities here.
Moss has it elude him behind the net, and that enables Anaheim to get that forechecking pressure below the bottom of the circles. This is what they wanted to do all night, and Fane just able to sidestep the hit of Bolesky. Kessler kept it in. Great shift to begin the period for Anaheim. Palmieri pulls it off the wall. Can't bring it to the middle, though. And the Oilers able to bring it the other way. Eberle can't jump around Manson and get to it. Aerial pass did not connect with Palmieri, and now Edmonton changing, and they rim it around and in and then track it down as Schultz just came flying off the bench. Manson upended. Nugent Hopkins puts it in. Just like that, it's a one-goal game.
Turnover in the defensive zone. Josh Manson loses possession of the puck, and Nugent Hopkins hops on it. We got a ball game now. Handles the puck, picks his head up, and then
as well between Edmonton and Calgary. You got one breakaway.
Time he picked it up.
1 hour, 5 minutes, 28 seconds, at 1 hour, 46 minutes, 18
Taylor Hall
seconds.
go down. Hopkins locks it up for the Oilers. So
1 hour, 5 minutes, 39 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds. 1 hour, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 5 minutes, 42 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Slow rolling puck comes towards Foss as he scores the cover with Cogliano pressuring hard. So the first overall pick in 2011, Ryan Nugent Hopkins makes it a 2-1 game. Nugent Hopkins plays a ton.
NHL 2, October 12th.
As it is, nearly 22 minutes a game. I bet we'll see
1
a lot
hour,
of
6
down the
minutes,
stretch.
5 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
sometimes for the Ducks. And young defensemen like Josh Manson will learn you got a 2-goal lead and you're not certain with the puck. You just gun it off the glass. Sometimes the best play you can make as a defenseman is just to give the puck up, but put it out into the neutral zone. Don't turn it over in your own end of the net.
Taylor Hall into the middle, and here's Nugent Hopkins right on cue. His shot blocked. There's Vatanen who got a piece of that. Vatanen had 6 blocks in Winnipeg on Sunday. Now he rims it around, and it's a foot race. Cogliano chips it past Petrie, and he pays the price.
1 hour,
Silverberg
6 minutes, 54 seconds of 1
And he
hour,
chopped it up the
36
boards and
minutes,
out of
18
play.
seconds.
Cogliano does pay the price. The defensive zone takes a lick from Petrie, but makes the play. Chops it out of the defensive zone. You have to make sacrifices like that when you're protecting lead.
Face off from outside the Edmonton stripe. Mark Arcabello able to control for the Oilers. Perron gets a touch. And now Anderson has to quickly play it. Fistrick around the boards. Couldn't get it past Perslar. Cabello with a backhander that just missed. Clefbaum holds it in across for Fane. Wrist shot. Batted down on the way. Fistrick to the corner. Beats Purcell to it. Moves it into the middle, and Getzlaf clears the zone as he had pressure from Arcabello. Offside are the Oilers. as they bring it back in.
They are energized now all of a sudden.
1 hour, 7
Spreads and
minutes,
Ducks
54
cheered with the
seconds of
holiday
1 hour,
pack this
46
season.
minutes,
Fill
18
their stockings
seconds.
with 2 tickets to 3 upcoming games, a $10 gift card to Monkey Sports, and a Tamu Solani bobblehead. Visit AnaheimDucks.com/holiday packs for more information. The Nugent Hopkins goal, an unassisted marker, 53 seconds into this, the third period, has changed the complexion. Now 2-1, Anaheim. Left bomb across for Pinizzato, and he gets it in. Anderson looks around, puts it back around the boards. It sneaks through Maroon and is dragged ahead by Nate Thompson. Thompson gets it deep, and Foss can't stop it. Jackman spins it right back around. Thompson does the same. Manson activates from the point to keep it alive. Behind the net, Maroon can't get the handle. Schultz clears to the near corner.
1 hour, 8 minutes,
again, the Oilers
54 seconds of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 18 seconds.
Sends it in. First round draft pick last June for the Oilers, Leon Draisaitl. Third overall selection, a native of Germany. He's a big man, too, number 29 out there. He's hard to miss. From an Edmonton perspective, it's 6'1", 210. And Anderson holds on.
The Oilers have got a little life. They're playing a much harder game all of a sudden. They're starting to win some of those battles for the puck. Justin Schultz all of a sudden looks like a different player too, John. First period, it was a very sleepy performance for him, but now he's in a situation with his team only down by a goal, and he, the most offensive defenseman in the lineup, will have a green light.
Anaheim wins the draw, and here's Bolesky in a hurry. Joined by Kessler, he loses his balance and possession. Back come the
1
hour,
hour,
they're
9 minutes,
offside as
54 seconds of 1 hour, 36
preceded into
minutes,
the zone
18
by
seconds.
Jeff Petrie.
A bit of a push here by Edmonton. They take advantage of a turnover. They've got the only 3 shots on goal so far in the third period. So Anaheim needs a little. They've got to reach down, get some energy, get back to doing what was working so well for them, which is playing down low in Edmonton territory.
Botman hard around. Bolesky can't stop it with his skate. Stoner into the middle, though, for Palmieri. There's a stutter step move. He's onside and trailing the play. Bolesky wanted to slide it over for Kessler.
Almost walked right around Nugent Hopkins there.
Stoner uses the glass and scales it out of harm's way. Won't go far enough for icing. Oh, my Lord. Yes, it does.
Petrie did an
1 hour, 10
outstanding job.
minutes, 54 seconds of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 18 seconds.
Try and get a touch on that puck. The linesman agreed with him. Ankle.
Ankles look fine.
Yeah, he can't try to keep a straight face when he looks at his coach over there.
False draw off the icing call in the circle to the left for Frederick Anderson. Not yet 4 minutes into the third period. And the Oilers have turned this one into a 1-goal game. Maybe that's the wheelhouse for Anaheim, as this one is scaled into the Anaheim bench. Well, on Sunday afternoon, Brian, while the Ducks were busy winning in overtime in Winnipeg, another team was winning. This one was a championship of the Silver South League of the Men's League over at Anaheim Ice. Congratulations to our teammates with Cobra Kai. They won in a shootout. I don't know how they could win without it.
Yeah, they really missed us.
Amazing to me how that could happen.
I think the team got a lot quicker.
1 hour, 11 minutes, 54 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Mark Mistrick angles it up the boards and out. And now it's Pagliano who gets it in on the backhand. Silverberg pursues as Mark Spain reverses it away. Pagliano gets in on the forecheck. Perron moves it across, Spain up the middle. And Arcapello dumps as he lobs it ahead. Onside, Teddy Purcell, former standout at the University of Maine. He ran right into Fisker. Petrie wires it across for Clefbaum. Next 2 games in the season series between these two will be in Edmonton at Rexall Place. Starts on Friday. David Perron, the former St. Louis Blue, works down low. And Oilers trying to get to the front of the net. It's knocked away by Anderson. Raquel rolls it into the middle of the ice. Lindholm
1 hour, 12 minutes, 54 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18
stepping
seconds.
up, and now Lindholm skating out of harm's way himself. He got away with a backhand pass through the middle and went off the leg of Yakupov.
Always makes me nervous whenever I see a defenseman inside their own blue line go to the backhand with the puck.
14:52 to go in this, the second period, or the third period, pardon me. You know, there are those who would say, Brian, that it is already a dress rehearsal for next season for this Edmonton club. Just 19 points entering tonight's action, dead last for the National Hockey League. And already in excess of 20 points out of not only the top of the division, but a good 15, 16 points out of the playoff picture already. And GM Craig McTavish addressed a lot of the issues for this team last Friday in Edmonton in a press conference that really didn't satisfy too many of the fans. The one thing he did make clear, though, is that he's not going to make a coaching change.
Yeah, vote of confidence for Dallas Eakins behind the bench. 19 points for the Oilers, 9 under the 500 mark. Record Western Conference team. Look at that, just one victory against the Western Conference. It came a couple of nights ago in Edmonton against the San Jose Sharks.
Getzlaf works it back to the point. A long wrist shot by Fowler is held by Foss.
Strange bit of scheduling for the Oilers, but I like it. Consecutive back-to-back series where they play once against an opponent in their building and once against them at home. They went back-to-back with the Sharks. Won the first half of that one in Edmonton. Lost last night in San Jose 5-2.
1 hour, 14 minutes, 55 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Will reconvene in Edmonton.
First time for the Oilers since 1991 that the schedule laid out that way for them. That's even more odd. 23 years. As Jackman puts it up on the glass, and it's a little easier to understand back in 91 when there were fewer teams. And you could save on a lot of travel that way. You'd still save on travel. Maroon and Thompson do the work down low in the Edmonton zone, and now Bottman holds at the point. Back up the wall, Maroon is there to seal it off. Anaheim would like to play a little more in Edmonton ice here in the third period. They haven't done a lot of it, and a fluttering puck. And Bottman can't settle at the line will force them to regroup. Maroon across the line, trying to return the favor for Thompson.
That is where you want to put pucks.
Here's Maroon on the back pass from Thompson.
1 hour,
Well, a nifty
15
look at
minutes,
play.
55 seconds of 1 hour,
Really
36
well read
minutes,
by
18
Victor
seconds.
Fost. The backdoor play. And Victor Fost hangs right with Pat Maroon. It's a tough play for goaltending when the puck is going one direction and then is reversed behind the net. See Victor Fost locates it, puts his shoulder up against the short side goal post and gets that pad right along the ice. Pat Maroon can't elevate the puck, and he's not going to beat Fost low in a situation like that.
Fost has been good tonight, 27 saves to this point, particularly back in that first period. But Anaheim peppered him for over half of those shots. 7 minutes into the third, 2-1 Ducks. Lindholm lobs it ahead and unable to stay on side was Kessler.
It's another home run pass attempted for Kessler. He just winds it up behind the net and is just absolutely flying.
1 hour, 16 minutes,
Gazdick across the line,
55
can't move it
seconds, 1
across
hour,
as
36
Lindholm
minutes,
stepped
18
into it.
seconds.
Reaches out to tap it along. Fistrick has Pinizzotto on it. Pinizzotto takes it behind the Anaheim goal. Back to the line, Ferrett's long drive. And it's finally batted away by Fistrick. Room up the wing for Molesky. Ducks will change. And here's Matt Hendricks, native of Blaine, Minnesota, sends it deep. And Anderson is there to stop it. And leaves it for Cam Fowler. Chips it up the boards and Raquel rolls it out. Now it's a foot race. Silverberg pressuring Brendan Davidson, making his NHL debut tonight. Right, I got to be honest, I don't remember seeing a whole lot of Brendan Davidson in this game.
He has not played much.
Fowler holds it in at the line. 23-year-old on a left bridge making his NHL debut. Now pressured back in his own zone for one goal game in the third.
6 minutes, 18 seconds.
Brings it to the front. Backhander. Saved by Foss.
Did not get much on the backhander. Victor Foss hangs in there. With his defenseman, a little swat on the rear end. Says, good job boxing out.
Take a look at our Hyundai game summary. The Ducks getting one from Bolesky on the power play in the first. Kessler even strength in the second. And it's been quite a night for Ricard Raquel.
4 shots for Ricard Raquel, and he's been active offensively. He's been dangerous. He's a shifty guy. The guy that you rarely see get really hit by a defenseman. He just seems to have that knack for keeping people off balance.
All praise him, Lord.
That is already a season high for Raquel in ice time. And we've got 11 and a half minutes to go here. And something tells me Bruce Boudreau is going to tap him a few times more because he's had as much jump as anybody in black.
1 hour, 18 minutes, 55 seconds.
Right now it's Bork, Smith, Pelly, and Getzlaf as Nugent Hopkins winds it up through the middle of the ice. Gets a shot away. Right pad saved by Anderson. Nugent Hopkins has his own rebound. Pitlick moves it along, and Taylor in the corner runs into Stoner. Puck stays alive, however. Clefbaum at the point, looking for a tip, and he got it just wide. I think Hall or Pitlick may have gotten a piece of that. Stoner jams it up the boards. Fane holds it in. Nugent Hopkins puts it down low. Tyler Pitlick in the corner, trying to find some room. Recent recall from Oklahoma City, lays it back, and Schultz sneaks it through for Nugent Hopkins. Tried to go short side, and Anderson held his ground.
Frederick Anderson, such a big man. When he protects that short side, watch what he does with the left hand here. Just holds it up just at the exact same moment. And Nugent Hopkins figures that maybe I can catch him up top.
1 hour, 36
You goalies never said
seconds.
anything to anyone when they skated up on you after you made a save like that, did you? You kind of shook the glove a little bit.
It's like just throw the puck back in their direct path.
Because you would never get involved in that trash talk and stuff, would you?
Really on which of my big defensemen were on the ice.
Arcabello throws it in behind the net. Anderson will play it himself. Maroon, a big body in his own right, wins the puck and skips it across off an Edmonton stick, so no icing. And Jackman charging in on Petrie. Maroon digs it free, and his pass not in the wheelhouse for Lindholm as it went off his skate. Tampa steps up in the neutral zone. Now he has to recover as he lost possession of the puck. Cutting in is Schultz, the defenseman, who was forced to his backhand. Circles the net. Out for Petrie. A high drive, and that's blocked in front. Good job by Fistrick, who got in the way. Now he does it again on the long wrist shot from Arcabello.
55 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
With the rest of the mates changing, Jackman chips it around Petrie and follows up. Swings it around. Bolesky to the corner now for Kessler. 9.5 now to go in the game. 2-1 Ducks. As Kessler Ducks pinned to the boards. Content to be there. Now finally it squirts behind the net. And Schultz will beat Bolesky to it. Petrie plays it ahead. Paul Mary says no chance and keeps it in. Anaheim has the Edmonton defenders hemmed in here. Finally, Yakupov leads it out of the zone. Everly has it taken away by Fowler, who threw it off the skate of Manson and then came back right out in front. Yakupov quickly getting it into the slot. Seidel had a chance there, and now it's finally cleared back, but this will be an icing call against the Ducks.
1 hour, 20.
Below the top of the circle from the Ducks defensive zone.
1 hour,
Down his team.
1 hour, 20. 1 hour, 1 hour, 23 minutes, 14 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
The Anaheim netminder stays right with him.
Manson angles it ahead. Palmieri's stick was lifted, so no icing. Foss out to play it. And Taylor Hall wants to wind it up again. Broken up by Cogliano, but Hall throws it right back in wide of the Anaheim goal. Anderson will stop it himself and stretch it ahead to Cogliano with the oil changing. He had a little daylight. Now pulls up and his shot is blocked by Schultz. Silverberg can't get it away from Teddy Purcell. And back comes Edmonton. Arcabello throws it in. He and Votman bumping as it goes to the end wall.
1 hour, 23 minutes,
Turning with it.
53 seconds of 1 hour, 36
Arcabello got it
minutes,
to the
18
point.
seconds.
Fans on it. And Raquel got it up the boards and Cogliano gets it back. Silverberg just has it chipped past him on the reversal by Petrie. Silverberg lost an edge, so Petrie jumps into the play. Across the line, his shot wide of the Anaheim goal. Anderson reaches to poke it loose as it came right back to the far side. Up and down we go. Lindholm angles it off the boards. Here's Smith-Pelly in front. Save Fast! He covers.
What a stop. Great save by Victor Fast. Devontae Smith-Pelly in alone. He was trying to roof it under the bar, but Victor Fast stayed right with him, kept his team in the game. Well, both goaltenders come up huge for their respective clubs. Breakdown defensively. Taylor Hall drags it in front of the net. Boy, does Freddie Anderson ever do a great job of staying right with him. And then saving the game for Victor Foss. This time Smith-Pelly goes to the backhand. And watch the right arm and the blocker of Victor Foss. That puck kind of rattling around in between the arm and the body of the Oiler netminder. At the end of that, a slash. As Smith-Pelly was moving alone on Foss, Jeff Petrie gets a little bit of a chop. Cost him 2 minutes. Huge power play chance here for the Ducks.
Ducks are 1 for 2 tonight. 3 of their last 8 on the power play. The Oilers are just 4 of 8 on the penalty kill over the course of their last 5 games. Edmonton clears and Votman back to get it. Kessler, Bort, Getzlaff, and Maroon on the first power play unit for the Ducks, who again are turned away at the Edmonton stripe. Votman will start from behind the goal. 6:40 to go in the game. A minute and a half to go on the power play. Sandy carries it all the way in. Nearly loses it at the line. It's all he can do to just trickle it up the boards. And Kessler ends up winning the puck for Maroon down low. Bort goes to the front of the net. Getzlaff out high with Votman. The umbrella of the power play. Left side. It's the right-hand shooting captain. Got it over to Kessler. Quick shot off the side of the goal. Bort gets it back to Kessler. Great presence as now they overload the right side of the zone. Back to Bort from behind the net. He'll take it to the other side, and he misses Getzlaff. Votman forced back through neutral ice as the Oilers get changes. Into the middle, it's Kessler. Shovels it over. Getzlaff. Ahead for Maroon. One hands it behind the net. Bort moves it quickly to the line. It's Cam Fowler. Across now for Getzlaff. Looks up. Hard pass to Maroon. Trying to get it across for Kessler. It ended up in the feet of Bort. A lot of effort plays here. Kessler's able to keep it alive. He finds Getzlaff. He leans into it. Blocked by Davidson, who stepped up. Good recovery as Bort gets it across to Kessler, who's been out the entire power play. Yep. 15 seconds left in it.
Puck recoveries giving themselves second and third opportunities here.
Fowler gives it to Getzlaff. Side of the net, Kessler. Saucers it over and hops the stick of Maroon. Nugent Hopkins the other way as the penalty expires to Petrie. Has it taken away from behind by Rennie Bort.
Good piece of back-checking there by Rennie Bort.
Ducks now 1 for 3 on the power play. Under 5 to go in a 1-goal game. 2-1, they lead the Oilers. Lindholm with the prudent play. Off the boards all the way down. Just out of the reach of Klefbom, so no icing as he's pursued by Cogliano. Or on to the corner. Can't get it past Rickard Raquel. Silverberg keeps it deep. Raquel out of the corner. Turned away as he went to the front of the net. Now from behind the goal still has it. Back to the line. Fisker swings it around. It comes in front, and the Oilers come up with it. Taylor Hall stepped into. Oh, boy. And tripped up was Cogliano. And Hall is going to go to the box.
That's a tough call against Taylor Hall. Andrew Cogliano, well, no, not a tough call at all. He swept right out from under him.
The Ducks by a goal late. reminder, stay with us after the game. It's Ducks Live, brought to you by Mazda. But a little matter of 4:24 remaining as Anaheim goes on the power play. For the fourth time tonight, Taylor Hall is off for tripping. The Ducks 1 for 3 with the extra man.
And out of a television timeout, Bruce Boudreau comes back with his second power play unit. What's the second power play unit that scored earlier in this game?
1 minutes, 53 seconds.
And Raquel is going to be sent
6 minutes,
packing from the
18
circle, so Molesky to take his place. And he wins the draw, back to the point. Open near side, Lindholm dusts it off, takes the shot. Didn't get through. Palmieri was screening in front, and the Oilers clear. Fowler lays it off the side of the goal for Lindholm. Palmieri churns up the right side, chips it in and follows up. Good little play there as Palmieri just feathered it, and now it's cleared over the glass and out of play.
Self-chip, yeah, that puck actually went off the leg of an Oiler defenseman. Matt Molesky trying to get it back to his point man, so faceoff will stay inside. Yeah, a little self-chip play. Like Kyle Palmieri keeps the puck away from the goaltender, prevents him from getting a touch or a handle on the puck.
Is to take the draw.
3 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Finally drops it, and Raquel wins it. He gets it, fires, only to have it blocked. And again, the Oil clear and go for changes.
No messing around from Raquel. You can see that. He gets the puck on the stick, and his first instinct, I'm going to shoot it.
Up the middle, out of his reach, the pass from Lindholm, and it's just lifted back. Ducks have to be careful here as Fowler nearly coughs it up in front, and he just beat Matt Hendricks to it. Hendricks has a shorthanded goal this season. Hard around and in. Raquel knocks his man down and puts it behind the net for Rennie Bourne. 45 seconds in the power play, and his bouncing pass to the line got away from Fowler again. It's Hendricks pressure. Ducks will make a change and go to the other power play unit with 3 minutes to go in the game and 35 seconds left to the man advantage.
3 seconds of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 18 seconds.
Takes the feed up the wing, and Smith-Pelly sends it in off of Sharp. The linesman, it hit his skate. Botman recovers, ducks onside as Devontae brings it in again, and this time he gets it hard around. Bork returns it. It'll come near point. Botman has it there. Dusts it off for Smith-Pelly. Open Stoner, who puts his head down and wires it wide. Some rare power play time for Clayton Stoner here.
This is about the 1-goal lead for the Ducks.
He'll fire again, a high shot knocked down and cleared off his stick. The penalty is over. All out of the box. The Oilers full strength. Now, Brian, we'll keep an eye on Victor Fost as Edmonton's just forced to ice it here with pressure. And Fost clearly will stay put with 2:12 to go off the icing infraction.
No surprise, Johnny. Another 1-goal game that the Ducks are involved in. Get involved in more than
1 hour, 41 minutes,
just about anybody else.
36 minutes,
Certainly in
18
terms
seconds.
of winning percentage, they've done a pretty darn nice job.
Off the face-off, Silverberg churns below the goal line, gets upended by Davidson. And here come the Oilers with speed. Taylor Hall wide on left wing. Trying to get inside on Lindholm, who pokes it away. Draisaitl puts it in front. It comes all the way through to Petrie, and a stick save by Anderson, and he sends it straight up in the air. Bouncing puck that is settled by Nate Thompson. 3 abreast of the Ducks the other way. Silverberg gets it on net, forcing Fost to cover with $1:43 to play.
A smart play by Silverberg. You play this game by the score and the time remaining. And Silverberg knows that Victor Fost is going to have to take that whistle. You see the indication from Eakins. Keep an eye on me. I will give you the call. Fost, pretty decent puck-handling goaltender as well.
1 hour, 32 minutes,
Does a good
53
job
seconds of
of
1
putting
hour,
pucks in good
36 minutes,
spots
18
for
seconds.
his defenseman to go back and retrieve.
Ducks win the draw, waiting for a slow-rolling puck. Botman, who puts it behind the net for Pat Maroon. This is where Anaheim would love for the puck to stay for the next 90 seconds. Smith-Pelly upended by Nugent-Hopkins, but he keeps possession of the puck. It rolls to Stoner at the point. He keeps it deep. Nobody seemed to know where it was for a moment. Maroon collects it behind the net. Takes a shot from Petrie.
Cycling it down low. That's why Smith-Pelly is out there along with Pat Maroon on the Kessler line right now.
Puck squirts across the zone. Vatanen gets to it and keeps it on the base of the dasher. Smith-Pelly behind the net. Just keeps it there. A minute remains in regulation.
What a shift.
Maroon tries to center. Schultz knocks that down up the board. Smith-Pelly knocks it down as well. And Maroon keeps it deep. Both teams want to get changes.
1 hour, 43 minutes, 53
down
seconds,
to 45
1 hour,
seconds left in the
46
game.
minutes, 18 seconds.
Perron through the middle of the ice, coughs it up. And the Ducks send it back as Kost was trying to get to the bench. It's tipped by Getzlaf for no icing.
Anaheim.
Perron now wires it rink wide. This will go off the boards and right to the side of the net, but it missed. One take the draw. The Ducks centerman wins, and Lindholm got it to the net off the chest, picked up to a Foss. It was good traffic in front. Lindholm picked it on his side. Here he goes to the bench as Purcell brings it to center. Excuse me, it's Yakupov. Behind the net, Anderson sets it up for Fowler. Off the glass, and it's batted out by Getzlaf. The Edmonton net is empty. There's only 6 seconds left. Cross for Nugent-Hopkins, who rolls it down low. Fowler tips it to the corner. Schultz gets it to the front of the net. Hard sells. The Ducks have done it again. The 12th straight time. 4-3 by only a goal. The final 2-1 in tonight's Land Rover player of the game. Hampus Lindholm on defense. He had an assist, but he did so much more.
No doubt that you're going to have Hampus Lindholm on the ice, protecting that lead in the final minute. He really played a solid game tonight. Frederik Andersen, rock solid performance by him. That this was a game that the Ducks depth players gave just enough to win against a tired Edmonton team. I thought at times Anaheim played down to the level of the Oilers. But like we've said all season long, John, this team just finds ways to win games.
It's now 5 in a row for Anaheim. 8 of their last 10 in a league-leading 43 points. As Frederik Andersen makes 21 saves, and the Ducks defeat the Edmonton Oilers tonight at Honda Center by a final score of 2-1. Stay with us. Ducks Live is next.